Life has been so hard for me and my family. Those troublesome animals have made our lives a living nightmare. The elephants keep destroying our crop fields that we depend on to pay my school fees and feed our family. It's heartbreaking to see all our hard work get trampled and eaten away by those massive beasts. And the predators like lions, leopards, hyenas, and cheetahs, they are the worst. We can barely keep any livestock because those vicious creatures keep killing and eating our goats, sheep, and cows. Losing our animals is devastating. They are our wealth and livelihood. I get frightened just thinking about encountering those dangerous animals. A few years ago, a hyena actually attacked me while I was tending to our goats. The scars still haunt me, and I have frequent nightmares replaying that traumatic incident. I can't get the sound of its growls and my own screams out of my head. I know I should appreciate the natural world, but it's hard when the wildlife makes our poverty and struggles even worse. I've grown to resent and even hate these animals that make our lives so difficult. We're just trying to survive and provide for our families. Why must they insist on being such pests and threats? I wish there was a way to keep them far away from our villages so we could live in peace. It feels like no one understands our plight or cares to truly help us. The wildlife organizations here act like they only want to protect the animals, not the humans living alongside them. They come into our villages sometimes and give lessons about the importance of wildlife conservation. But how can they expect us to appreciate the wildlife when these creatures are actively making our lives miserable? Their lectures about respecting nature will never cure the hunger I feel when elephants destroy our crop fields. Their teachings won't take away the trauma of being attacked or the anguish of losing our precious livestock to predators. We desperately need solutions, not more talks trying to change our mindsets. I've heard the poachers who come around don't have to put up with this conflict. They just kill the problem animals when they become a nuisance. As horrible as that seems, I can understand why some are driven to such actions out of frustration and necessity. We don't want to destroy wildlife, but we also can't continue living in constant fear that these creatures will rob us of our food and livelihoods. We are pleading for any support to help solve this human-wildlife conflict once and for all. If some organization is truly willing to invest resources into effective deterrence, fencing, or other methods to keep wildlife away from our villages, then perhaps we could start assisting in real conservation efforts. But until our basic needs and safety are addressed, it's difficult to muster any care for the animals that make our daily survival so difficult. Please, we need action more than empty lessons. Help us make peace with wildlife before this situation leads to more hatred and the irreversible decline of species we could have once respected.